Welcome to another Explainer. Today, we're diving into the fascinating biochemical processes we use to measure cholesterol. We're talking about how scientists literally transform a simple sample into a highly precise medical diagnosis. It's an incredible journey, taking us from the very beginnings of laboratory standards all the way to a cutting-edge tissue analysis experiment pioneered by Dr. Chem. Okay. Let's kick things off with a pretty surprising fact. Did you know a massive 23% of your total body cholesterol is actually located right inside your brain? Yeah, it's an incredibly high concentration for a single organ. It really highlights just how crucial this molecule is, not just for your heart health, but for your entire nervous system. So, knowing how critical it is, this brings us to a fundamental question. How do scientists and clinicians actually accurately measure these microscopic molecules? Whether it's just a routine blood draw from your doctor's office or a highly complex brain tissue sample in a research lab, the biochemistry behind finding that answer is absolutely brilliant. Here is our roadmap for today. 1. Why measure cholesterol? 2. The gold standard reference. 3. The enzymatic chain reaction. 4. Calculating the lipid profile. And finally 5. Specialized HPLC UV analysis. Let's get into it. Starting with Section 1. Why measure cholesterol? The vital role of lipids. Well, we measure it because it's absolutely essential for sustaining critical cellular functions. It modulates cell membrane fluidity, and, particularly in the brain, it forms the myelin sheath, which is that vital insulation allowing for rapid nerve conduction. Without it, our nervous system simply wouldn't work. Moving to Section 2, the gold standard reference and establishing baseline accuracy. You see, before we could have those routine 5-minute clinical tests, the scientific community had to establish an infallible baseline for measurement, so everyone was speaking the exact same biochemical language. And that brings us to the CDC's Abel-Levy-Kendall-Brody-Kendall method. Try saying that 3 times fast. But seriously, this is the ultimate gold standard accuracy base. This highly complex technique anchored all those massive epidemiological studies connecting blood cholesterol to heart disease. It's literally the foundational bedrock of everything we know about medical decision points regarding cholesterol today. But here's the catch. While the gold standard is perfectly accurate for a reference point, it is incredibly complex and, honestly, pretty tedious. That limitation necessitated the evolution of the rapid, automated clinical tests we use today. We desperately needed a way to test thousands of patients a day quickly, but without losing that foundational accuracy. Let's jump to Section 3, the enzymatic chain reaction, specifically the CHOD-POP method, to see how this builds into the ingenious technique used in daily clinical labs around the world right now. This test is basically a biochemical waterfall broken down into 3 elegant steps. First, an enzyme called cholesterol esterase swoops in, hydrolyzes, and frees up the cholesterol. Second, cholesterol oxidase attacks that free cholesterol to create hydrogen peroxide. And finally, in step 3, peroxidase uses that newly formed hydrogen peroxide alongside some other chemicals to form a visible pink or red quinamine dye. We are literally turning invisible cholesterol molecules into a visible color. How cool is that? And this illustrates exactly how a laboratory spectrophotometer actually sees this pink dye. Notice that specific peak on the chart? The machine measures the fluid's absorbance precisely at 500 nanometers. The darker the pink color, the higher the peak on the chart, and therefore, the higher the total cholesterol concentration in the patient's sample. Which brings us to Section 4, calculating the lipid profile, the math of medicine. Once the lab machine gives us that total cholesterol number from the color change, clinicians rely on a bit of mathematical deduction to break down your specific lipid profile. You've probably heard of bad cholesterol, right? LDL. Well, doctors often estimate your LDL indirectly using something called the Friedewald equation. They just take your total cholesterol and subtract your good HDL cholesterol, along with a fraction of your triglycerides. It's a really clever mathematical shortcut to avoid running more complicated tests. However, math does have its limits in the clinic. This equation completely breaks down if a patient has extremely high triglycerides, specifically anything over 400 milligrams per deciliter, or rare conditions like type 3 hyperlipoproteinemia. If doctors use the formula in these cases, it yields falsely low LDL results, and that's a huge problem because it could dangerously mask a patient's true cardiovascular risk. So that covers routine blood work. But what about Section 5, specialized HPLC UV analysis, beyond the blood sample? This is where we get into a complete, groundbreaking experiment presented by Dr. Chem. They wanted to know what happens when the sample isn't just a simple liquid blood draw, but a highly complex, dense matrix, like brain tissue. To tackle that problem, Dr. Kem's experiment utilized high-performance liquid chromatography, or HPLC. Looking at the specific chromatogram readouts from their study, you can see the system perfectly separates and measures the cholesterol peak. It's that tall red spike hitting precisely at 8.4 minutes in the mouse brain tissue. And the real game changer of Dr. Kem's work? They proved they could do this without needing complex chemical alterations of the sample beforehand. Putting this HPLC method to the ultimate test in the final phase of their experiment, Dr. Kem's team looked at developing mice. They successfully tracked a massive 68% increase in brain cholesterol during just the first 10 days of life, jumping from 3.7 all the way to 6.2 micrograms per milligram. This spike perfectly correlates with the biological onset of myelination, definitively proving how essential rapid cholesterol synthesis is for a developing brain. Bringing all this dense biochemistry back to your own health, these sophisticated measurements ultimately place you into one of these standard clinical risk categories. Everything from the historical CDC baseline to the pink dye enzyme test to the Friedewald math exists simply to accurately categorize you here. From a desirable level under 200 to a high-risk zone of 240 or above, this is what guides your doctor's next steps. As our analytical tools continue to evolve, from simple color changes in a test tube to Dr. Kem's advanced liquid chromatography, it really leaves us wondering, what other profound molecular secrets are currently hiding in our cells, just waiting for the exact right scientific test to reveal them? Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and keep questioning what's under the microscope.